Hi, this is Renee Billups, and welcome back again to my kitchen. And howdy to all the ladies out there, the real women of Philadelphia, and especially to you, Miss Paula. Today, what I want to be sharing with you is an old favorite. Everybody loves macaroni and cheese. Saturday around my house is usually the day we choose to fry something, fried fish or whatever it is. Today is fried fish. But what I want to share with you is my special twist on macaroni and cheese. It's going to be a macaroni and cheese mixed up with a florentine, which is some chopped spinach and tomatoes right in there. Now, I'm going to start off. It's simple. We have a few ingredients. We have tomatoes, some onions, and some celery with about a teaspoon of thyme, fresh thyme leaves, some scallion, some croutons that I crushed up, 12 ounces of cheese, some garlic, and 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon. And we also have 8 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, the original, of course. In my pan, I have 1 stick of butter that I've already melted, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my fire back on. My butter is already melted, so what I'm going to do is, this is about half a cup's worth of diced onions and celery. Mirepoix, just like you'd be using for soup, but of course we're not going to be making soup. And I'm just going to add that to my butter. This is going to give our macaroni and cheese Florentine such a delicious taste. So I'm just going to let that kind of saute for a little bit. We're not going to get it all the way translucent as if we were making a soup, but I use that as an example because to me that's a great example of starting a soup from scratch. So. Okay, just for about 2 minutes. It's going to finish cooking inside of the macaroni and cheese, and of course we want a little crunch too with our vegetables. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon and go ahead and add this to it. We're not going to add any salt or anything like that because this has so much flavor in it on its own. You don't want to wind up with a salty dish. I'm going to add my 8 ounces of cream cheese to it, just like that. It's been softened at room temperature for a little while. We're just going to cut the fire down and allow the cream cheese to just melt into that wonderful creamy sauce. Okay, look at how wonderful that delicious creamy sauce looks. What we're going to do now is I'm going to add 1.5 cups of regular milk. Well, this is 2% milk, but you're sure to use whatever kind you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my fire back up and let it come to a boil. You see that our sauce is starting to kind of get thicker here as it's getting hotter and starting to boil. When this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of just chopped up garlic. Didn't chop it myself. Okay, and I'm going to sprinkle just about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. It's up to you. If you like more, use more. And mix that right in. See how they're starting to thicken out? Now that's going to be good. And we're going to add some shredded cheese to it, but what this cream cheese helps us to do is to create that binding agent to make that macaroni and cheese get that ooey gooey taste that everybody loves. And I don't have to add anything else. I love to use cream cheese in the place of eggs because I'm not a big egg fan, and this works out great as my base. So I love that. While it's doing its little thing, thickening up, see how it's about to boil real angrily now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it down because I don't want my milk to break. So I'm going to cut it all the way down. This is where the Florentine comes in. I have here a 9-ounce bag of chopped spinach. Looks like a lot of spinach, but if you know like I do, spinach doesn't last. It shrinks, and this 9 ounce will look eventually like 2 ounces. So we're just going to rough chop the spinach. You don't have to dice it. You really don't even have to chop it if you don't want to, but I want to rough chop it a little bit. And then it's going right into the pot. That's it. Just like that. Stir it in. And just keep doing that until you add the rest of the spinach. That's it. This is flat leaf spinach. This would go great with bok choy also. I love bok choy. Back in Jamaica where I'm from, they call it pop chow, but up here is bok choy. So you love, it would taste great with that also, because that nice crunchy taste. Okay, look at that. Spinach is wonderful for you, but it's a mean vegetable because it tricks you. It shrinks right down. That, my friends, the big 9-ounce bag of spinach right there, shrunk. What I have here also is some tomatoes. It's just 2 Roma tomatoes that I chopped up, and what I'm going to do is half of it I'm going to add to this, and the other half we're going to add at the end. And at this time I'm going to cut the fire off. Let's mix that in. This is going to basically go on with our noodles. Alright. Simple steps to putting together. I have some penne noodles that I had already cooked al dente, and then I drained them, and they're a little cooled right now. I didn't want them to just sit and overcook, so I cooled them down. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm using a stock pot that's oven safe. I'm going to put half of the noodles in the pan. Okay, just like that. I'm going to pour half of the sauce over the top. Just like that. Spread it out. And then I'm going to add some cheese. Okay. And then, guess what? We do it all over again. I'm going to add the rest of the noodles, pour the rest of the sauce over it, and we got macaroni and cheese. I didn't overload it down with cheese because I do want to keep the Florentine taste in there also. And if I put too much cheese, then you're going to lose the taste of the spinach and the tomatoes. So all of that cheese goes on the top. And the rest of those tomatoes, I'm going to sprinkle right on the top just like that. And then this is Caesar croutons. You don't have to use croutons. You can use seasoned breadcrumbs or whatever it is. But I think the croutons give it a nice crunchy taste. I mushed it up a little bit. But, you know, feel free to do what you want to. You can even leave it in big chunks if you want to. And I'm just going to spread this across the top. Look at how good that's looking already. All of it. And that, my friends, is the dish. It's going to go into the oven. I have a 400-degree oven, and it's going there between 25 to 30 minutes. Just enough time to get that sauce to thicken back up and our cheese to melt. Check it at the 20-minute mark. Check it again at 25. Might be just good to go. But we're going to stick it in there now. Those scallions that I have is going to be for the ending. So we're going to stick that in, and we're going to see how beautiful it comes out. And in the meantime, I'll fry some fish. Okay, the time has come to get it out of the oven. And just in case you hear little sizzle in the background, that's my oil. I've been frying fish. It's smelling so good. There goes the oil, just letting you know it's there. Look at how delicious that looks. I know you want to try it. Look at how delicious that looks. Beautiful presentation, just the way it is. I have some fish over here, and I'm telling you what, I'm about to enjoy it. You do you. Do it with fried chicken, whatever you want to do, or eat it by itself. But I'm going to get me a nice heaping scoop. Look at how juicy that looks. Alrighty, and cheesy. I love cheese. I don't know about you, but I do. I'm just going to sprinkle me a dab of this little green onion up here. Now look at how delicious and creamy that is with all the melted cheese in there. That cream cheese created a delicious sauce to go over our macaroni and cheese Florentine. That's nice and crispy fish on the side, those crispy green onions. I'm telling you, I'm going to love it. And I know you will too. So make sure you try it, ladies. Delicious.